Shit we found on the internet.
If you're driving a Tesla and you park that Tesla and it gets stolen, does it become an Edison? Yeah, smooth jazz poop. Live Prius or die.
Die. Die.
Live Prius or die. Yeah, you're safe.
Live Prius or Die, episode 23, July 16th, 2016. It is White Shadow on the mic, as these clowns like to call me. I also known as Villain 222, or Will, or Willis, or Willard. God, I got so many goddamn names.
You do.
An asshole. I don't want to forget that one. I get that one from the wife. So, what else? So Mondo.
Yeah, I'm here. It's Monday on the mic. Word. I'm gonna bust your face because I'm not white. Word.
Yeah.
That was my
Brown
rhyme.
people say word a lot.
Word. Yeah. No.
And we're Peteless in Seattle.
Yes, but he'll be back. He's taking a leave of absence. I'm just making shit up. I don't know. But he'll be back though.
Yeah, he's too busy touching himself.
No,
actually, the big issue is it's July 16th, which is a Saturday. So normally we've been doing 6 Friday night shows. So we're switching things up because Mondo needs his beauty sleep.
I mean, I am the best looking one out of all of us. So
no, fuck you. Need your beauty sleep. Sleep. And your booty sleep.
I need that too.
Yeah. So all right. So Mondo, we're here. We're ready. What's up?
Not too much. Week's been good. I ordered a bunch of shit from Amazon. Did you get anything from Prime Day?
I didn't really find anything worth buying.
Dude, I got a bunch of stuff.
Dude, I buy stuff from Amazon so much. It's like, where was Prime Day 3 months ago?
Right. Well, they said that the deals weren't as good, and a lot of people had a problem with their shopping cart. It wasn't, you couldn't add anything to it. So they got that fixed like halfway through the day. But, I mean, that's still kind of, I don't think it hurt them. And then now Walmart's trying to do their own thing where it's like on that day they're like, oh, free shipping, no membership required, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you're Walmart. You don't have anything.
Yeah, right. You don't have anything that I just can't go get in 5 minutes anyway, right?
Right, exactly. But yeah, right. I got some decent deals. I got a Bluetooth speaker and a couple games.
Okay.
Actually pretty good games. I got Prototype 2 and then Castlevania Lords of Shadow Collector's Edition. But I got both of them. I think I spent like $17 for both games.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah. The Bluetooth speaker was actually pretty good. We needed one. I've always wanted to.
You got a PS4?
Nope. Still rocking the 360.
Okay. I didn't know if you were in the Rocket League at all.
What's that?
Yeah, I know. I just kind of heard about it from a YouTube video.
What?
Apparently it's pretty big, but it's like a game where you drive around in cars, but you hit a soccer ball.
Oh, yeah.
So and it looks pretty cool. I was like trying to tell my my nephew because he's got a PS4. I'm like, oh, you should get this game. It looks pretty badass. I was watching it online because, the Game Theorists.
Yes.
They've been doing this thing called Game Lab where they're taking like games and then like putting them in the real world to see how it actually pan out. And they actually did this.
They did that with the soccer balls?
Yeah. They got this big ass inflated soccer ball. Went to like this demolition derby kind of course and then like played soccer with it. It was pretty cool.
That's neat.
Yeah. So if you ever get the opportunity to maybe just check it out somewhere.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to do that. I mean that I'm kind of like boycotting Sony just
why?
Because they fuck everything up. That's why. They do.
They do, man. They totally do.
Like there's no reason for me to even like be interested with Sony anymore. I was done with PlayStation after PlayStation 2. PlayStation 2 was the shit for me, and then they were like, "Oh, PS3's coming out. You're gonna buy it anyway because you're gonna just want this thing." And I was like, "No, eat my dick. No, I'm done. You're not gonna tell me."
I'll tell you what, though. I mean, the PS4 has well outsold the Xbox One, and it's got to be Sony's only saving grace at this point.
Yeah,
because I mean, nobody buys Sony TVs anymore. Nobody, you remember when I'd go to Florida and it'd just be like every little electronics place, Sony had this big ass Sony signs, right?
Yeah.
You know, Sony cameras. You know, now it's all Apple, right? You know, it's all the big Apple logo and everything. Sony's like nowhere to be seen, especially when it comes to smartphones. I mean, they've made some decent phones. It's just nobody wants the pieces of shit.
Yeah, I haven't. I think I've read one review, and I was just kind of like, yeah, like they didn't last very long. So, but there's better, cheaper smartphones out there. And you got HTC. Right. I mean, they're like middle of the road, but even they've come up in quality for their phones. But I'm an HTC fanboy. I'm not gonna.
You know, I do like what HTC puts out. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. They always got decent stuff.
Right.
It's just, and unfortunately, you can't just go anywhere and get accessories for them. So you know that's actually kind of a selling point for like your Apples and Samsungs, is that, you know, you can't just run out to Walgreens and buy like a case for your phone.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
You know, unless it's the hot Samsung or the hot Apple.
That's true. Yeah, because then that's what's most popular. But then as soon as that is not as popular, they bring in the next thing. That's just kind of how it is now.
Right. Yeah. And so, I mean, in some ways, that's driven a little bit some of my purchases, because I don't want to get in that, you know, that sticking point where I'm stuck in a situation where I can't get out of it.
Yeah. And
without the help of Amazon or something like that, you know.
Right. I just I like the options that are out there now. So with these smartphones, obviously each one has a specific app. What about you playing Pokemon Go?
Who isn't playing fucking Pokemon Go?
Oh, Jesus there's some Christ, people out there that are like, this game is stupid. And I'm like, you're okay, that's great. Why are you walking around? Because I like to leave the house sometimes. Right. But I did before. You know, it wasn't like this game has got me out, but they were just saying, like, Michelle Obama was trying to get kids to leave their house for 2 years. They drop an app, and in fucking 3 days, everyone's outside causing accidents.
Yeah, so yesterday, my wife had to go do a job out in do a job, that didn't sound good. Do a meeting, let's put it that way, out in Crown Point, which is kind of like for those who don't know, Indiana, or well, Lake County, Indiana, for that matter, that's like basically the capital of Lake County, Indiana, right?
Right.
And so we were down in the square, you know, where the big courthouse is, and oh my God, man! I mean, it was like the zombie apocalypse had happened, because it was just kids just walking around, adults walking around with cell phones, just, you know, flicking their little Pokeballs on the screen, and it was just, I was amazed. I was really amazed that it was blowing up, and it like my son, he took my wife's phone to play it, because I couldn't put it on my phone. I put it on my phone for like 1 hour. It just blew my shit up. I mean, I could not believe how fast it went through my battery.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean, I went from like probably 70% down to 20 in like a half hour. It's just nuts. And that it's a serious problem, really. I mean, they need to address that. Well,
mine doesn't drain that quick. I mean, I'm out there playing, but it's like it doesn't drain the battery really fast. It kind of, I can get down. I can play for a solid hour, and I could get down to like 30%.
Yeah. Well, I know my wife's iPod was a little bit, or not iPod, iPhone was better, because, you know, Apple's just better with power management.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still pretty intense on the phone, it was just something to see. I took a few pictures. I should send them up on the site, and like there was just like one shot where everybody's sitting on this kind of like concrete curb that goes around the square.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like 30 people just sitting in a line, just all playing Pokemon Go.
That's awesome. Well, and that's the thing. So for those people who don't know, obviously Pokemon is probably the best-selling children's franchise, I would say, or one of the best-selling ones. I mean, it's been on the air since, God, it's
like 90-something, 94,
like
95?
94 or 99, yeah. Let me look that up, because I don't even remember now.
Oh, wait, it just has 20th anniversary. I know that.
Yep, not that long
ago. I want to say it was 95, dude.
95? No, 97. First episode air date was April 1st, 97, which is April Fool's Day. That's hilarious.
Okay, that's episode, but what about the game?
Oh, when the game was released? Oh,
yeah,
Jesus.
That had to come out sooner.
The first Pokemon games, Red and Green, came out in Japan on February 27th, 96.
96. Okay, so this must be the 20th anniversary then.
Yeah, it's been out a long time. So, it's basically the TV show surrounds a couple of characters who are trying to become better trainers, and they have catching these pocket monsters, which is what Pokemon stands for, what it means.
Right.
And they have these balls, these Pokeballs, and they capture them.
Got their balls out.
They just throw their balls at these pocket monsters. It's weird. It's like hentai, but
tentacle porn.
yeah, but you follow those characters. Now with the Pokemon Go app, you actually have it's an AR environment, so it's an overlay of a GPS of your area, so it almost looks like kind of similar to Google Maps, and then you have your avatar that you create, and you walk, and it shows your distance and location by pinging, where you are via satellite, and as you see Pokemon, they will appear, and your camera turns on, and it's the environment that you're in, but you're looking at your phone, and there's this monster there, this Pokemon, and you try to catch it with the Pokeballs. The only thing I don't like about this is that you can't trade them yet. I wonder if that's ever going to be available. But
yeah, I haven't even seen like the whole battle portion yet, where you're going to the
gyms,
gym battles.
Yeah, I almost took over a gym.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's one, and it's funny too. Like the locations in the game, Pokestops are places where you can go to replenish your Pokeballs and get revives and medicines and things like that. Just random items, but typically Pokestops will be churches, city art, famous landmarks, and that's pretty much it, I think.
Yeah, and that's how it was for Crown Point. It was like the whole square.
Yeah,
'cause it's pretty well known, the courthouse there.
And I'm sure there's a ton of Pokestops there.
Oh god, it was just loaded, man. I mean, my son, like, I was worried he was going to run out of Pokeballs before we got there, because he was just flicking them like nothing, and he ended up with like 137 by the time we left.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he blew up. I mean, it was like there was a coffee shop that was a Pokestop. You walk like 10 feet more, there was another one. It was crazy. Yeah. He got quite a number of different Pokemon too.
Yeah, I mean, I
was just there for more support. I wasn't actually playing.
Right, you can get a ton if you go out and walk around a little bit, and it's better for you because they tell you the more you do walk around, the chances are of you finding different Pokemon. There's a lot of variables. I caught a horsey.
You can hatch. Yeah, you can. Oh, yeah, you can hatch new ones too if you walk around.
Yeah, you can get eggs from different Pokestops, I don't know that you can find them, but if it rains, more water Pokemon, water types will show up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that. I knew if you were by a body of water, they would show up.
Yep, they're there. I've seen there's a bunch of Staryu around there's like a little creek that's close by, but I'm not going down there.
I could totally see some people ruining their phone out in the rain.
Oh yeah, I've already heard people have been running out.
Oh, okay. I mean that's the next part, right? Is all the crazy stupidity that's going on. Like one lady found a dead body.
Yes, there was a guy that he took a caption and was trying to catch. I think it was a Pikachu, and he was like, when you have to catch Pokemon on the low, and his wife was in labor, and he's like right there in the room with her, and he's catching them. I was like, you got to be kidding me, man. Take that guy's thumbs. Yeah. But there's been a lot of crazy stuff. People, they were arrested.
I know that people were luring him into Pokestops to like rob him.
Yeah, they arrested 3 teens for doing that. They set up lures, and people would show up, and they would rob them, and police were caught. The one guy actually stopped a kidnapping. He ran up on he was looking for Pokemon, obviously, and he's looking at his phone, and he hears this woman screaming out something about her kid, and he runs up, and he stops this guy. It turns out it was like her ex-husband or ex-boyfriend or something like that was trying to kidnap one of their kids, and he stopped it, held him down until the police showed up, which that's a positive. That's not a bad thing.
Right. Well, yeah, you usually hear all the bad shit that's going on because of this, like people walking off cliffs.
Yeah. Yeah,
my son, man, he was totally oblivious when he was walking around. Like, it was a good thing I was there because he'd be walking right into like whatever.
But that's the thing. Like, I mean, as a child, it's your responsibility as an adult to say, "Hey, pay attention, look around you. Don't go running off." But if you're an adult playing this game, there's a warning on the screen that says, "Be aware of your surroundings." Like, and they just ignore that. I'll have to find the video, but there's a video that someone took from GTA 5, and it's like the person in the car is playing Pokemon Go and they're just running into shit. It's hilarious. Oh man, it's so funny. But yeah, I mean, the game itself is great. Augmented reality. This is probably the first one that is an app that's free that everyone can use, and you get like the taste of what AR is. You know, there've been some things we did a show about that months ago,
right?
And we talked about it. We touched on that, but now it's like this is what AR is, and it's kind of nice.
I mean, it's cool and all, but I mean, at this point, I don't really. I mean, it's almost like an addition to the game that really wasn't necessary,
right?
You know, because actually, I know on the Android version, you can turn the camera off, and it just looks at the map.
Yep.
You know, which probably has some benefit on battery, I would think, but
yeah, because it's not. I mean, a lot of Android cameras, your screen gets bright. Like it needs to intensify the brightness to capture everything, obviously, because it's a camera. But I don't know. I like leaving it on. It's funny where I can take pictures. I put Pokemon on people's heads sometimes.
Right.
Just imagine. Just give me a laugh.
That's actually the thing they need though. Like native in the app is like to take a picture of where they find them. Like you have to do like a screenshot, right? Basically with your phone.
Yeah. You can take a screenshot, or you can actually use the camera in the game. That's starting to work now. I know my Google Photos just picked up an album. I was trying to figure out where that was, but I think I may have had to level up a little more to get the album to show up. I don't know. But after you catch a Pokemon, it's actually listed. If you go to where you keep your Pokemon at, you scroll up, and it's got a map of the location where it was found.
Oh, okay. Okay, because I mean, I've been hearing people like they're fighting them in toilets and places.
Yeah, it's funny where they just show up.
So I mean, now I get why kids would be doing this. I mean, what? I mean, you're obviously an adult, but you're a gamer, so I'm not surprised that you're into it. But
right,
and you know, you've been loving the Pikachu forever.
I do. I love me some Pikachu. We cuddle.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I saw like some older people doing it, like straight up like 40+ old dudes.
Yeah.
I saw one guy just sitting in his car at the square, like, come on, man, at least get out and do it, you know?
Yeah.
See, that's the one bad thing. Like, Square was so loaded with stuff, you didn't even have to move. Like, everybody was sitting in like one general area.
Yeah.
You know, they need to spread some of that out.
Well, you would think, though, that's kind of the idea. Now, there's a Pokestop within walking distance of my house, but for me to go and catch different, because if you don't move, they don't change. They give you a nearby radar, but if you move, they change. It's kind of the point of the game. That's why there's go at the end of it, because you want to do that. So
right. Well, yeah, I know for like hatching that egg that my son did yesterday,
you have to walk.
Yeah, you have to walk. Like he was literally walking up and down the hallway downstairs to help finalize it.
I mean, you got to think though, like those eggs, they're in, some of them are in kilometers. So you've got some that are like 10 kilometers, and that's like 13,000 steps.
Yeah.
So get your ass up off the couch, put it away, wipe the Cheetos dust off your hand, and go.
Yeah, it's happening, man. I'm telling you.
I mean, as an adult, you'd have to think, though, some of these adults have been playing Pokemon before. I did. I had a kick-ass collection. I had some badass Pokemon. Like, I had a Charizard, Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee. Like, I had a bunch of fighting types. I had some rock types. Like, I didn't even care. As an adult, I mean, if you played the game before and you were really into it, and you kind of grew out of it. I mean, it was a Game Boy, so I just stopped playing after a while, and then moved on to other games, other things, and now that it's on my phone, it's like, oh, I can just play wherever. I don't play at work though. There's just the GPS signal there. It gets screwy. But like on my lunch break, I'll go and like I'll walk around, or I'll drive to a Pokestop or something, depending on how busy I am. So
well, I think that's probably one of the big drivers is just it's a reason to get out and do something, right?
Yeah.
And dude, you could probably pick up so much chicks.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I mean, well. Actually, it's kind of funny because I read two things recently, and one was actually an experience, so I didn't read it. But when I first got the app, I went walking around and went to the church. I set up a lure, nothing was happening. So I was like, I'll just go a little further down. I actually ended up walking to the local liquor store and came back with a 6-pack. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I get in there and I put the game away immediately because I'm like, well, I don't want these guys to think that I'm like being rude, So I buy a 6-pack and I walk out. And as I'm walking back to the Pokestop, which is this church, there's like 2 people just standing there in the parking lot, and there's a truck. Okay, so I walk up to him, and I knew one of the guy, and I was like, oh, hey, how's it going? And we start talking for a little bit. Then this other couple walks up. Then this other truck pulls in. The other truck leaves. Uh-huh. And after that, like, I walk off with the people I first saw there originally, and we're just, we all just sat there and talked for about 20 minutes, and then we headed out to... I was headed back home, and these people were walking their dogs, so I walked with them for a little bit, and, I mean, it's kind of a good thing because it's making people who aren't very social.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I was one of my podcasts that I was listening to was saying, like, I've been living in this town 20 years. I haven't talked to this many people since I started playing this game.
Right. And I think that's awesome because it is kind of bringing people together, but there's a dark side.
That's racist.
That's horribly racist. You're right. But there is like,
yeah. Well, like we said, some people getting robbed. What else?
There's a rob. Well, I saw. Okay, so let me give you some background before I read this. There was a review, and you should be able to find it now. I was laughing because my sisters had been playing the game, and they were like, "Well, there's a server error," and I was reading about it before I downloaded the app, and I was like, "Oh yeah, it says." This guy gave it like 1 star because server error, people are getting stabbed, this game is messed up, I'm not playing until they fix it. And I was like, what? I was like, how are people getting stabbed? Well, it turns out it's true.
Okay.
Apparently in Forest Grove, Oregon, one man was playing the game, and it was basically like a matter of life or death. So he was focused on catching a bunch of the characters, of course. That's what they want you to do. Right. But apparently he was catching Pokemon, got stabbed, and kept playing.
I mean, how did he get... Well, first of all, why did he get stabbed?
Well, I'm reading through here now, and it says that happened Monday morning, and this is reported... This comes to you from local ABC 10 News, their website, July 13th. So just a few days ago, this is reported. But he was attempting to catch a couple creatures. He was approached by a man who thought was also playing the game. Uh-huh. And he said he saw the guy go by and asked if he was playing Pokemon Go. He was like, what? I guess he wanted to battle. He came up at me with a knife, his words. Yeah. Baker told KPTV. The unidentified man stabbed Baker in the shoulder, but instead of immediately seeking help, Baker instead continued to play the game.
He was like, fuck it.
Yeah, he was like, I'm good. I'll just use a heal.
Yeah. There's a Charizard nearby. Fuck this.
It was just hilarious. But he said it's been too long. Got to be the first one to catch them all, said Baker. Once Baker did seek medical attention, he received 8 stitches in the shoulder.
So, what the dude... why did he stab him? Because he was trying to catch his Pokemon or what?
I think he stabbed him because he just asked if he was playing, and he said what? And I guess the guy...
What was there, like a gym battle nearby that he was going to just try to roll up on this guy and get him out of the way?
I think he asked the wrong dude the wrong question.
Oh,
I think this dude was going to stab somebody, and it just happened to be him.
Right. He just happened to open his mouth soon enough.
Yeah. That's just because you see. He didn't even say he was looking at a phone or anything. So this guy probably may not even have been paying attention. But seriously, you get stabbed, and you're just like, oh, I'm good. I'm
yeah,
fine.
I'm gonna squat here anyway.
Yeah. It's fine. I'm all right.
Oh God. See, this is everything wrong and everything right with America right here.
Yeah.
We're obsessed. Every nuthead is playing this game, and then you got all these other crackheads out here stabbing people and robbing people.
I just
and we keep going. Yeah. We ain't gonna let terrorism stop us.
I just can't get over America. That's just that guy. That's the type of guys you don't want to. You may not want to hang out with.
Right.
Hey, this looks like hydrochloric acid. Let's drink it.
Right. Brush that shit off.
He's the guy that comes to the hospital with a foreign body removal. Well, how'd you get that glass bottle in your ass? I fell on it. With your jeans on? Yes.
Shit happens, man. Shit happens.
Ugh. So, that's the craze right now. That's it. I think there's a lot of benefits to the game because it does get kids out. There's kids in my neighborhood that I didn't even know lived in my neighborhood that are walking around. and they're going distance.
Starting to watch the silverware more because it's like, man, I didn't know these fuckers lived here.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of kids that are just kind of walking around, but then at the same time, you've got idiots that do shit like that. They get stabbed. I almost got hit by a woman playing the game. Yeah, I was at this Pokestop and was walking and was aware of my surroundings because I looked up because I heard a car. And she was like real close to me, so I stepped out of the way, and until I moved, she was going to go in the same direction and was like, oh, she swerved and missed me. So I was like, yeah, you can't multitask ever.
Right. No, there's no such thing as multitasking.
Not in a car.
There really isn't, because it's like, it just means you're not giving your attention somewhere else.
All right.
And oddly enough, that's how computers work too.
Yeah.
They don't really multitask. They just do shit really fast back and forth, except we're not that good.
No, I mean, I'm okay, but I try not to multitask in the car because it's just stupid.
Well, yeah. Oh God, how many people don't? I mean, you see it all the time. People looking down at their phones now. That's why autonomous driving is going to save our lives.
Yeah.
Well, and it's also just, it's also part of the man's plan to make us work more.
Of course. I mean, you get trapped behind your desk.
Right. Yeah. You could be doing your work as you're driving in.
Which would be cool. I want a Google car that drives me.
Yeah, just don't get in one of those Teslas that, doesn't save your ass.
What are you talking about? Those things are like damn near indestructible.
Well, yeah, well, I know. I'm just saying because there was that guy that was supposedly on autopilot, but they found out he wasn't.
So he was lying.
Yeah. So, well, no, it wasn't him. It was lying. Because didn't he? No, he died. Yeah, the guy died, and they thought it was because he was letting the car drive. And no, they, because that's the thing. Those Teslas, they record everything going on.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they got like a black box basically that tells who was doing what and when.
Huh.
So they know how fast you were going, no matter what. So they knew that this guy wasn't actually in this autopilot mode. Once they got a hold of that, they said, fuck you guys. Don't blame it on Tesla. Blame it on asshole.
Blame it on the guy who can't fucking drive.
Right. That's pretty much what it was.
That's funny.
So he was probably doing God knows what, tugging his pole or something, and died and wasted a perfectly good Tesla.
Yeah, I know. Those are awesome cars.
Who cares about the guy? I'm just worried about the car.
If you want to laugh, Will, you should look at Chardonnay Go.
Chardonnay Go?
Yeah. A mom...
Is this like the drinker's social app now?
Yeah, this mom is making parodies of Pokemon Go.
Okay.
So she made a video that has an app that will show her where glasses of Chardonnay are.
Friggin' lush.
Yeah, I think that's freaking hilarious. So yeah, I'm gonna put that on the site.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, how much stuff is gonna pop up and then be like clones of Pokemon Go now?
Oh, I'm hoping they do with AR stuff, man. There's so much you could do. Can you imagine Silent Hill Go?
I mean, yeah. Well, yeah, but I think that aside from catching the Pokemon, they got to make like stuff happen. I mean, sometimes they dodge. Yeah, I get that, or they fly up and they try to get out of the way of the Pokeball. But I don't know. It's like they almost need to like attack you, or you need to attack them. Because that's kind of how it works too. You're supposed to wear down the Pokemon and then catch them.
Oh, I do that, and it's not fun sometimes. I had to catch what was it? I caught a Pidgeot, I think.
Yeah.
And it was like high level. Like this thing, like the CP on this thing is like 438 now.
Yeah.
And to catch it, I threw my Pokeball at it, and you can tell because the rings change color. So if it's an easy one, it's green, but like the harder they get, that it changes. So this one was like amber.
Yeah.
And it like I tried to catch it with like 10 Pokeballs, and it kept popping out.
Yeah.
And every time it would pop out though, like it wouldn't fight back as much. So yeah, I mean you do that, and especially like in the gym battles, it's like that too. Like you can dodge, you can like attack, tap the screen to attack, and
yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I haven't seen the gym battle thing yet. My son hasn't gotten that far. Well, I mean, he finally got to level 5 yesterday, but like the gym that was near the main square was pretty good walk away, and like my wife and the other kids were running around, so we couldn't really do all that. Plus, the phone was getting zapped.
Yeah.
They really got to work that battery issue out.
Well, I think they may. I mean, you've got
they've got enough money coming their way now.
Yeah, they just pushed an update not too long ago, so you may see some changes with that.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. It's like I got spare phones, like old phones that I could just give my kid and say, "Hey, go nuts." But
right.
Problem is, it's pretty specific. Like Like even the version of Android 4.4, which it says it's compatible with, it still wouldn't. I had to sideload it. It wouldn't, like the Play Store wouldn't let me download it.
Yeah, there's even some, well, because the apps.
And then you got risks there because people are malwaring them.
Yeah, there's like there's a thing, if you read it, it says it's compatible with most versions, may not be compatible with most. I was like, oh, well, I mean, mine works. I've got Marshmallow though, so I don't have to buy that.
If you got Marshmallow or Lollipop, you should be fine. But I know yesterday I busted out my SG3. Oh, I said that wrong. My GS3, sorry. And which is weird because that's a stupid thing. It's like it had to be on a phone that was, like I said, 4.4 something. Like it could be 4.42, 4.44, 4.43, whatever.
Yeah.
And like the Play Store was saying was incompatible, but I sideloaded it and it did work, so that was good. But like my phone was a Galaxy S3 that I kind of basically said here you can take this and use this because I don't want you using my real shit.
Right.
And my wife's phone was an S4 that she had gotten for Straight Talk, and it was only running Jelly Bean. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I tried to see if there was an update, so my S3 is more up to date than my wife's S4. So
well,
and the S4 would have ran it better, I'm sure.
Right.
Because it's just a better, stronger phone. But I don't know. I was annoyed that I was gonna have to like root it and custom firmware it.
Yeah.
And well, for one, I didn't have all that time, and then my wife just transitioned from that phone to this iPhone that I got her because she broke her screen and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, and she was having real signal issues at our house. So I got her this new phone. So she hasn't moved all her stuff over, so we can't bork it yet, Yeah, because I figured, hey, at least if he's going to drop a phone and break one, here's one that's already broken. So.
Yeah, she won't have to worry about it. Exactly.
Right. But at the same time, it's strong enough to handle the game. The issues of phones, man, it's like the bane of existence now.
Oh, that's the most popular first world problem right there.
Right.
FWP. It's such a nice day outside. Can't see screen on my phone.
You can't what?
Can't see screen on my phone.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, that's something that they got to work out too. It's like how to make screens work better outside without like blowing up.
You just made the meme real. You just made it real.
The struggle is real.
Yep. If you like what you've heard, hit us up on.
Fuck off.
That's right. Yeah, bite me, bite us together. Choke on 12 dicks.
Oh,
sorry, I got a little angry there. I apologize. But if you like what you've heard, give us a +1 on Google, thumbs up on Facebook, check us out on YouTube. Live Prius or die. And thanks for listening.
Peace.
Later.